Susan Sarandon, what brings you to D.C. today?
Well, I'm here to support the Palestinian people and to ask for a permanent ceasefire and to keep the pressure on our representatives. I want to thank South Africa for what they've done to actually put everything in a document and to shame the rest of the world. And I'm just mostly here to keep the pressure on. We don't have as much money as AIPAC, but we have the people. And so what we have to do is keep making our feelings known and to make sure that people don't forget, aren't distracted. And so I'm very happy that I could be here.
And, most of the country supports a ceasefire. We don't see that reflected at all in our representatives, certainly not in the White House. What do you think that says about the system that we have?
I think it says we need a new system because it's not the first time that the people of the United States have spoken and have been ignored. We've seen this constantly. And I think that also we have to talk about censorship and self-censorship and the fact that, we could see that mainstream media didn't even cover South Africa when it had to do with Palestine. They only covered the half that had to do with Israel. And so how can people make educated decisions when they're not getting information, or when the information, the passive and aggressive voices that we see even in the New York Times. A lot of people the good news is a lot of people have not known for the last 75 years what's been going on in Palestine before the 7th. And I think this has been a great time for people to learn their history. And also, I'm just so moved by the kids, by the organization. What happened in New York the other day was the shutting down of all the bridges and the tunnel was so inspiring to me because they're not held by any party. They're held by issues, and they know what's going on, and they understand in terms of the environment and where the money is being spent. They don't have health care. They don't have free education. They don't have subsidized housing like Israel does. And they're struggling, and they know what's going on with the environment. So I think they're at the point where they have nothing to lose.
And, lastly, I want to ask you, you faced a lot of consequences yourself for speaking out and being vocal. And I think a lot of people, still might be a little bit scared of repercussions, because this is an issue that when you speak out on it, there are repercussions. What do you say to those people who might still feel a little scared to speak out?
Well, I was fired by my agency that I'd been with for 10 years. I'd given 10% of everything I made to two Jewish women that represented me, Nancy Gates and Shani Rosenzweig. And then all of a sudden I was fired because I had been at a march. And it really took me aback. And I think there's reason to be afraid. And I don't know what you say, except I'd like people to know that you're not alone if you're a teacher or someone that's been asked to sign a pledge, or that, so many ways that students are being punished on campus. This is a very, very scary time to be in America and see so clearly the censorship. We can criticize our government, but we can't criticize Israel. I think we need to really ask for a ceasefire so that we can take a breath and try to figure this out, because the death toll every single day is so high. And also, I'm a mom, and to see that many kids being killed, being orphaned, being amputated without anesthesia, it's just more than I can bear. So I think when you weigh that, maybe I'm going into early retirement, I guess. I don't know, because of this. But I would rather lose my job for this than, the other reasons. So that's all I can say.